and a monster home run hit to a place that
It was popping.
Who would have thought hip hop would have made
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Rob Duran Podcast. Mis hermanos, we are here to give our Super Bowl recap, the end of the NFL season officially. So we got to talk some Super Bowl reactions, recap, and of course, the Bad Bunny halftime show. But before we get started, what's going on, guys? How y'all feeling?
Well, if I'm being honest, tired, but tú sabes. Pero estamos bien. Like
Yeah.
it's 33 degrees here in New York, but it feels like 50 because it's been so cold out here. Pero estamos bien. Like.
Yeah, the snow's actually finally melting. I'm actually energized. I went to the gym earlier, took a shower, made myself something to drink, a nice little like tequila orange juice. Shout out tequila. And I'm feeling good. I'm ready to talk Super Bowl with you guys. Post Super Bowl.
Word, man. Yeah, I'm exhausted, man. I probably haven't slept on the last 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Work has been work. That's been draining me as well, but you know, we continue to fight the good fight. We here. This is my happy place to be here with you guys, talking sports, talking music, talking whatever else we talk about on and off air. But let's jump right into it, man. The Super Bowl. It happened, it came, it's gone. Along with the NFL season, we have a new champion, the Seattle Seahawks. Congrats to them. Congrats to the 12, Sam Darnold. What are your reactions, though? Thoughts on the game? All that good stuff.
Can I go first? Alright,
Sure.
that shit was a ass spanking, That was a whooping. That was a straight beatdown. That defense played like crazy. I think they had 6 sacks, mad pressure. I think another turnover. Like they were just beating on them. And I'm surprised. Like I'm a little surprised because I thought the Patriots would have had it was a close game early on, but I thought they would have fought back a little bit harder. But man, I felt like Drake May was just like seeing ghosts out there. Like he didn't know what was going on. Which surprised me. And what surprised me more is that there were no second half adjustments. There were clearly they kind of scored, but not enough to really improve on anything. And a lot of people called it they thought the Seahawks were gonna whoop them. And I didn't think they would, and they really surprised me. They really beat their ass. Shout out to the Seahawks. It was a good defensive game. I think a lot of people that love football enjoyed this game for football. And then the end of the score, I know a lot of New England fans are probably obsessed. It is what it is. Good year for them. Great year for them. I didn't expect to see them in the Super Bowl. I don't think many people did. And shout out to the Seahawks for doing their thing. That defense, if they could keep that team together, can run the gauntlet again probably. And yeah, I'll piece it up there.
Yeah, I agree, man. The game was very slow paced. It wasn't very I expected low scoring, and I think I mentioned that on the last episode. But along with low scoring, I thought it was gonna be entertaining low scoring type of game. And we didn't really get that. It was just kind of meh and blah. And then I agree, Hasio. I didn't see many adjustments on the New England side, on the offensive side of the ball, especially in the second half, where you thought maybe something will start kicking up. You kind of saw some late scoring. At that point, you figured maybe Seattle's defense is kind of taking their foot off the gas a little bit. They kind of see what the outcome is going to be, not trying to make any mistakes, just kind of letting the game flow at that point. But shout out to Seattle's defense. They came to freaking play. They were not messing around. They were destroying the offensive line for the Patriots. Absolutely. It was a freaking masterclass, man. They came with a game plan, and it was, we are not letting them score, period. And if they would have came on and showed me a piece of paper that said, this is our game plan, we're not letting them score, I would have believed it. Just a phenomenal game. Obviously, we didn't see much offense and things like that, but the run game for Seattle was freaking elite. Obviously, he won MVP,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, man, it was just I was left wanting more because these are two
Mm-hmm.
really good teams, but maybe the Patriots were um, unmasked a little bit. I know a lot of this has been talked about, like the strength of schedule for them, and they kind of had the easiest schedule in the league this whole season. So now playing up to that competition in the playoffs, we kind of saw a lot of the deficiencies of the team, especially on the offensive side. Um, but I mean, I think they have a bright future. I think they have to obviously, fill up that offensive line. But to Haciel's point, I think Seattle, they can keep that team together, maybe add a couple pieces here and there because, that's just the business of the NFL. I could see them making another run next year, at least making the playoffs and being one of those teams to watch.
Yeah, shout out to the Seahawks defense. I think you guys yeah, yeah killed it. Yeah, yeah, rightfully so, gave them credit. I mean, that D line was pressuring Drake May at will. Um it seemed like, the Patriots still have, like Roberto says, they have a lot to bank on for next year to work. I feel like this film is gonna help Drake May out a lot because he was telegraphing a lot of his at least like his when he's about to throw the ball. Like I feel like the secondary, the times that he actually got good protection, he still was making certain mistakes that the secondary of the Seattle Seahawks, they took advantage of it, and that's how he threw the pick later on in the game. Like Julian Love was clocking him. And also the Seattle Seahawks special teams, shout out to them. They outplayed them in all three phases of the game. And I think, and that's something I that caught my eye about this game. Special teams was a big factor. Like that punter Michael Dixon, he always constantly had the Patriots having to travel a long way down the field to even score it was hard for them to get a first down. Now you got to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
travel 96 yards to try to, or 70 yards
Mm-hmm.
to at least kick a field goal. Like that was I'm pretty sure that had a mental toll on the Patriots
Yeah.
offense as a whole as well. And their
yeah.
kicker
Not to
didn't miss
cut
a
you
field
off,
goal.
Cesar, but the most impressive kick by that punter was towards the end of the game where the Patriots would just all out blitz on the punt return, and he
Yeah,
got that kick off in like half a second, and I think it ended up at like the 3 yard line, which is crazy.
right. Exactly. So, that's just allowed to ask of a 23-year-old quarterback in his second year. Like first I got to play this elite defense and I got to travel this far. Like it was a lot. It was a lot for them to handle, but I feel like he can only get better from this. It's something that I'm sure is just going to make him better, and a lot of people like Seattle because of the strength of schedule. The strength of schedule that they had to go through, the gauntlet of teams they have to go through just to get to the Super Bowl. And then you're gonna give them 2 weeks to prepare. It was a lot for this young Patriots team to try to overcome. But the Patriots, they have nothing to hang their heads about. They had a great season. They just they ended up playing some dogs. This defense is arguably, I don't know. We're gonna look back and be like, man, these are one of the maybe a top 10 defense of all time. Top. Some people may say top five. Who knows? But again, well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, shout out to Kenneth Walker though on winning that MVP. They needed him and he showed up. So
Yeah. So to piggyback off what you were saying, I feel like the Seattle Seahawks executed their game plan to like perfection from defense, offense, and special teams. The offense was a little shaky. Sam Darnold did play against a tough defense. The Patriots defense did come to play. Like they didn't make it easy for them at first. Um, it's because Sam Darnold was like 10 for the 23 or something like at the early on in the beginning of the game. But Yeah, Seattle just came to play. I wanted to give a shout out to Julian Love. I meant you heard him. I mean, sorry, you mentioned him, and I just remembered that he used to be a former Giant. And then Leonard, the defensive lineman, a former Jet and Giant, and
Yep.
then Lawrence, the former Cowboy. So it's just interesting how Seattle picked up a lot of free agents to fill in a lot of the spots that they needed help in. And like none of these players were bums. Like they were good, like borderline Pro Bowl players, and it just boosted that team's confidence, filling the gaps of what they needed. The game plan that coach put a hell of a game plan together. They leaned on their running game and just executed. And I was a bit surprised that Stephon Diggs didn't really do nothing. Again, though, Drake May was like getting pressured a lot, so that was a reason why. But I'm surprised the Patriots didn't use motion more. Like they didn't really do anything on the offensive side that made me think like, oh, they're trying to like move the ball. Um, which is interesting because like Tom Brady always had like a check down, was always doing something, but like they didn't really do none of that, which was surprising to me. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to put that little footnote because it was something that came to me when you were talking, Cesar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to your point on the Patriots offensive side, um, it almost seemed like they really wanted Drake May to play almost hero ball in a sense, or make the big plays and kind of maybe it was to get the jitters out, second year player in the Super Bowl, big stage, all this stuff. Maybe it was just that's what they wanted to do. That was the game plan. We're just going to throw it because we know the blitz might be coming and all that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I
My
think
one of my hot takes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to make one last point about these before you go to the hot take, Hasiel. No, I thought the play calling at first for Josh McDaniels was okay, but there were certain plays, like in certain situations, like in second and long or third and long, they decided to, oh, now we're gonna run the ball. Like it was just, I don't know, it was just weird timing from their end. Like it didn't seem like they were totally in sync as a team, and they didn't make it easier on Drake May, per se. And also with Sam Darnold, I felt like he played. The numbers aren't. You look at the box score and you're not gonna be impressed, but if you were seeing the actual game, his pocket awareness was pretty good. Like he avoided a lot of sacks. Like this Patriots defense was they came to play, and Sam only got sacked once. That's impressive to me. So shout out to Sam. He had very impressive pocket awareness in this game. I feel like he should have got sacked at least 3 times, and he only got sacked once. So that was pretty impressive from his end, and he also did some pretty impressive throws. The box score is not the sexiest, but if you saw the actual game, you'll be like, wow, this dude has some very nice. The mental therapy and whatever he did in the offseason has to be studied because this is not the same man that was seeing ghosts a few years ago.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my guy Sam Darnold, boy. Very happy for him. Excited. I'm thrilled for him. Honest to God.
Or
Like
could
I'm
do it.
very. I liked him when the Jets picked him. I wish they would have kept him.
Facts.
Not saying he would have been this Sam Darnold Super Bowl because maybe he had to go through what he went through in order to find himself, like Cesar just pointed out. But always rooting for him. Big fan. And I'm glad he's a Super Bowl champ, the first one from his class to get the ring. So shout out to him.
Yeah.
That's why.
Shit, before a couple MVPs like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Yeah,
And yeah, interesting.
And I'm
Hold
sure,
on.
and I'm sure both of them would trade all those awards for that Super Bowl ring.
absolutely. Now I know Hasiel's on mute real quick because dad life, but I'm gonna put him on the spot right now because we had to jump on this episode not because the Super Bowl ended, but because Hasiel said, "Yo, I got some hot takes." So
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the floor, my man.
All right. So I'll start off with my first one. I kind of felt like the Super Bowl was underwhelming, to be honest. I was chilling, watching it. I see the Seahawks dominating. I'm like, all right, this is about to be like another Broncos, Panthers Super Bowl. Right? I think that's who they played. Where like the
Yeah.
Panthers got spanked against the Broncos. It kind of felt like that from the jump. That defense was just dominating from the jump. So I'm like, all right, this shit about to be caca. I mean, it was good. It was good, but it wasn't like last year's or like the Chiefs and Eagles. It was like back to back type, score, which was is exciting. It keeps everybody involved. Like by the time it was halftime, I did not care for this game. Like I did not. And then everybody's been hyping up Bad Bunny. I was hyped. We were hyped, right? Taking shots, got shirts with Benito on it and all this stuff. And my second hot take, man, I loved
Uh-oh.
it, but I felt like it was underwhelming too, man. It was a bit underwhelming. And maybe it was because like the transitions into songs, or maybe because it wasn't long enough. But I felt like it was rushed and a bit underwhelming. But there was like nice messages, and I liked it, but it wasn't like what I was expecting. And maybe that's my fault. Obviously, I was expecting too much because they've been hyping it up so much. Um, I did like Lady Gaga coming out. I did like the little celebrities in La Casita. But like after going to the concert and PR and stuff, I'm like, this wasn't nothing. It wasn't something that could be like, yo, did you see that? Did you see the performance, yo? That shit was crazy. Like I didn't feel like that. So that's my hot take.
For context purposes, the PR concert was about 3 to 4 hours long. He's comparing it to this 13-minute long Super Bowl halftime show. He felt it
That's
was
true.
rushed.
That's true.
But I hear what you're saying, Mazio. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Roberto, you wanted to jump on first,
Like,
or?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Mm, No. You got it because you started. You
Oh, okay,
you take it. Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, so when I was like, I I first watched the performance, I told myself, all right, this is one of those performances I'm gonna have to see at least 2 to 3 times, or maybe even more, to catch every single cultural reference that he did, which was it was full of subliminal messages, and they weren't like the most negative or anything like that. It was just it was just real shit type thing, and I enjoyed the Super Bowl performance. I thought the the creativity of how he kind of like organized everything and all the messaging. The stage was pretty like creative with people and people being under the grass, and he brought the little casita. We saw a bunch of celebrities there. Bringing Lady Gaga was one of my that was dope. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. So and it's funny right before she comes out, he was like, "Esto es lo que tú querías." So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. Chef's kiss. And he had her singing salsa, which I thought was dope. Brought out Ricky Martin. He still looks great, still sounds great. And I think that's also another song that, it's pretty heavy. But I knew that he kind of picked that song there to kind of make that statement. Like, yes, we're having a good time, but at the same time, I still want to point this out because this is another reality that a lot of folks down here in the islands are living. So I thought that was dope. In terms of like, I know Hasio mentioned the transitions. I definitely want to pay attention more to that. I would have to rewatch it and see. But there was something. The only thing that sounded a bit off to me was some of the vocal like his cadences in certain songs. Like we're used to hearing it in a certain way, but he chose like a different cadence to. And I feel like like us, like okay, we're used to seeing like we're used to it because we seem. I hear what Hasio is saying. The reason why he felt so underwhelmed is because he went to go see him in PR. and my man's, he went off it was probably like you couldn't get higher than that. But again, that was
Yeah,
3 hours,
that bar
4
is
hours.
set like.
Yeah, so I get what he's saying, and also I was also thinking to myself like, damn, I kind of wish he would have pronounced this a little bit more, so people that are not used to listening to it can. But I felt like at that point I would be nitpicking, right? So I also have to take into account maybe the dude is running around a lot. It was a lot of cardio all at once. So it was a lot of stuff happening. So I was just like, I'm not gonna be nitpicking 100%. I enjoyed the show. It sounds even better the second time I heard it. So yeah. But what about you, Roberto? How you felt about it?
So I watched it twice. So I saw it
Me
obviously
too.
live, and then I saw it like the next day.
Me too.
And I agree, Cesar, you probably have to watch it more than twice, if I'm being honest, to like really catch everything. But it did sound much better the second time, and for me that says a lot because I thought it was just phenomenal all around. I loved from the very beginning the way he opened up, and then the jersey and his name, using his government name, and just like all the dudes playing dominoes, the boxing, like the piragua, like all this stuff was just like you could tell he really thought about it. Like he
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that his messaging and all that was intentional. And he did such a good job of showcasing Puerto Rican culture, the Latino culture, like just really embracing it and showing the world, like, yo, this is what we about. We're not about like this hate. We're not about all this nonsense. Like we just love and love to have fun. And I think he embodied that in the performance with the wedding and all this other stuff going on. It was just like a visual masterpiece for me, which is why for me it like ranks very high on the list of like top Super Bowl performances because it wasn't just lyrically. Obviously, we know he is who he is, but the visuals and the messaging along with that, plus the order of the songs, like like just the small little like the little kid sleeping on the chair at the wedding.
Yeah.
Like that's some shit we used to do at the family parties. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's still partying. We falling asleep with the leather jackets on top of us. Some fake leather jackets at that. But so I don't know. It was just amazing. It was phenomenal. Obviously, there's a lot of negativity being spread across social media about it, comments and all this stuff. But honestly, the best way to defeat that is just love, man. Because if we just continue to fight, hey, wait, hey, we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I talk all that crap, and it was still the number one most rated halftime show of all time. So, he still did his thing regardless.
Yeah.
People
No.
still watch.
I wanted more. He
Um,
wanted he wanted the 3 hours. I get it, bro. I
yeah,
get it. Because there were certain
yeah.
songs that I was like, damn, I wanted to listen to more of this. I know, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's true though. Those
It
13
was
I wonder.
minutes, those 13 minutes flew by. I'm not gonna lie. 13, 14, like that. Those were
they
one of the,
do.
like those were
They
the
do.
fastest 14 minutes of my life.
They do. And then it makes you want, like when you stop and think too, like how many songs the artist actually covered in those 13 minutes. And you're like, damn, we wanted more, but that's impressive.
Mhm.
Because to catch, however many songs they do, like that's how I felt about the Usher performance. But I'm an Usher fan. Like I was like, ooh, no, keep going. Oh damn, it was just a beat. You just teased us and jumped on to the next song. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine the amount of planning that goes into stuff like that. So to pull it off the way he did is incredible.
Yeah, I also like that he gave the Grammy that he won last week to a younger version, a representation of a younger version. There's a picture of him wearing that same clothing, so that was pretty dope. There's a lot of
That's dope.
things. There's a
Wow.
lot of things that from that performance. So I'm still every time I watch it, I catch something new.
I think Lady Gaga should release that salsa version. I'm just saying because that joint would hit.
We'll
It'll do
support it.
numbers in the club.
We'll support it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if Bruno wants to jump on it too, that's easy money for him too. Yeah.
And then I guess to wrap this up, I like his final message. You know, where he's like, "This is America," something like that.
Together we are America.
Yeah, and then he went and named like all the American countries in the Americas, which is Central America and Latin or South America, which was dope. And then the Caribbean islands too, because they also count under the Americas. Um, so I love that message. That was pretty dope.
Who you guys think might be for next year?
Well,
Guess.
I feel like the last 2 years, that's a cute puppy. Uh, the last 2 years, I think they've gone with whoever's been like the hottest artist that year or had the hottest start. So they might not. Yeah, they might not know who they're gonna go with. But let's say if I don't know, there's a few artists like maybe Bruno already did it, so I don't think they're gonna have him again. But I don't think
Yeah,
Justin
he's
Bieber
on
has done
tour.
it yet, though. So maybe I don't know. That's a honorable mention. Who do
Chris
you have
Brown
in
was
mind?
trying to throw his name in there. Throw his name in.
Chris Brown.
Has Lady Gaga done it? I feel like she has, right?
I don't know.
I think she
I think
Hmm.
did.
so.
I think she did. No.
Who would be a good enough artist? Drake? Drake? I don't know how you can top Bad Bunny next year.
Yeah, I think it's just best to just do your best. Don't try to outdo the
Yeah.
best.
Just maybe get a whole bunch of artists that have worked together.
Yeah, I mean any of those artists that we named, they're all they're all they all deserve like at least an invitation at some
Yeah.
point.
So fellas, before we wrap up, any final thoughts on overall the NFL season? To kind of put a bow on this season. Final thoughts on.
It was very unexpected the way it played out.
Very
Teams I thought that
promising.
were gonna. Mhm.
No, no, sorry, I thought. Go ahead.
No, teams I thought that were gonna be in the playoffs were not. And teams I thought that were gonna win while they were in the playoffs did not. So it was just very a free for all, which was great though. Like it was a good random enough season to like excite me for next year.
Yeah, I think it was very fitting that the Seahawks won. They've they've been pretty consistent all year. They were great in all three facets of the game. I think with the new NFL rules, special teams is becoming more and more important. I'm noticing a trend where the last couple of Super Bowl champions have had a really good special teams as well. So it'll be interesting what adjustments NFL teams do. Um, oh, and also, they're going to invest a lot of money in those defensive linemen. I could see that happening. Like yesterday's price is not today's price for those D linemen. Like they are. It's so important for a team to be able to rush just four and get pressure. I think that changes the game so much. It's not a coincidence why all these teams have had good D linemen, good special teams, and now we also got to view it a little differently. Like before, we used to be like, well, usually the team with the best quarterback is gonna win you the game. Hasn't been the case, It wasn't like that, and it's like it. You need more than that than just to have a good quarterback. You need more than that.
You need a lineman to block for you.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. And don't get me wrong, the quarterback still has to show up, but
Yeah. Now this NFL season was weird, man. One of the weirdest I've seen in a very, very long time. Like things that you didn't expect could happen, like the Jets not getting an interception all season, happened. And so here we are. But I'm looking forward to the next season. Hopefully my team does something to keep me interested. But TBD on that. TBD on that.
hey, anything can happen.
The Jets traded away their best players. Right?
Hoping for the franchise turnaround.
Anything can happen. There's a lot of teams that made playoffs that we didn't see.
What draft pick y'all got?
What draft pick y'all have,
Yeah,
Roberto?
don't get my hopes up. I got number 2.
Okay. There you go.
Yo, the Raiders messed this up, bro.
They're gonna go with a.
Imagine they gifted a quarterback.
They're gonna go with a kicker. They're gonna draft a kicker. Yo, you met the Raiders was a team that did that actually, right? They had like the 8th overall pick, and they drafted Janikowski.
Sebastian Janikowski, yep.
And with the number
who
8
at the
pick.
time. Yo, they could have had Calvin Johnson and Reggie Bush, I think.
Oh no! Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah. Marcus Russell. Michael Huff. Who else they drafted? A bunch of bums in the first round.
Oh man. Well, on that note,
let's go Yankees. Or let's go Knicks. That's the next.
Let's go DR.
Let's go Knicks. Let's go DR. Yeah.
Are you gonna want to do an episode on the World Baseball Classic?
Absolutely.
We definitely should. But yeah, on that note, fellas.
No, that's all.
Super Bowl is here. Super Bowl is gone.
Just like that.
No football for 6 months now.
No, hopefully
it goes by fast.
It will. It will.
Yo, before we finish, what is our final records? I think I lost like my last 2 weeks. I gotta prep my poetry or something.
I think we both were tied, Hasio. Roberto beat us by a game. Yeah, so Roberto's number 1, and we're tied at number 2. I don't know how we're gonna decide this tiebreaker, but I guess Roberto could decide.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. That's how we'll start the next episode. Okay. Bang, bang. So make sure y'all tune in. Like, share, subscribe, comment, follow. Till next time.
Peace, y'all.